Ta 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 ta. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la. Welcome. Welcome to the next episode of the Veneto.fm podcast. This is your host, Don Aapo, and I want to wish you a warm welcome to the show. And to get started, so that was the intro for the show, and again I want to wish you a warm welcome. So I wanted today to discuss meditation, and I think that meditation is a great habit to get into. I've actually been practicing since I was like 19 years old, so yeah, meditation really, really awesome. And one meditative habit that is pretty awesome is to how do I say it? Pause. So just like this, when you are doing something or just living your life, then just pause for 3 minutes and become like still in your mind and in your body and just observe a little bit that what is going on right now and what's happening to you. So that's cool. So yeah, just a little bit of a pause to take. And that is actually how meditation kind of works also. It's all about becoming more aware of all kinds of things that are going on inside you. So yeah, that's what I think, and I've been practicing meditation. Not that I have been doing it daily for like really officially setting a timer for 30 minutes and sitting down. I used to do that, but now I've been kind of slacking off to be honest, and I haven't been doing it that much. But I'm trying to stay meditative and staying meditative. So yeah, those are my thoughts about meditation, and I do think that meditation is really awesome and it can really makes us more, I guess, more aware of our own emotions and more present, I guess. So yeah, welcome to Veneto.fm podcast. This is your host, Don Aapo here, and I'm not sure what to discuss in this episode yet, but I guess that I'm just gonna think of one topic first to talk about, and that could be probably sports and fitness. Cause actually, I've been reading lately. There's sometimes news about, from what I read on my Instagram feed, that actually sports doesn't make you live longer. But and then there's the old wisdom that is saying that if you do a lot of physical activity, that you might live longer. So yeah, I think that physical activity, if it's like moderate and it's not too much, then I do think still that it's a good thing and I try to practice it for myself because I think that growing muscle mass, for example, is important. Especially because I tend to sit down quite a bit these days with managing my business and doing content and just generally listening to music or being on my computer a lot. So I tend to sit down a lot. So that's why I think that for me, long distance walking, for example, just walking 10,000 steps, trying to hit that every day, I think it's pretty awesome to do. So yeah, that's my view on it. I'm not sure like, because scientists really do disagree on it. Something that you don't need and something that you need. So I guess all we can do is figure that out for ourselves. That what is it that we enjoy to do. So those are some of my thoughts on fitness. I'm not sure what kind of cover I want for this podcast, and also how long to make this episode. I think I promised last week those who were listening that I would go for an 1 hour episode, and I guess that could be actually be okay to do. Yeah, so I'm kinda thinking of the artwork for this episode because I tend to like just make a make like a make like a art for the episode. So yeah, just thinking of what to create. I guess something like this. Just yellow, that's cool. Yes. Black 10. I guess now it's like I have no idea what episode it is, but I think it's 4, so I will just say 4. I will just say it's 4 now. Maybe I should draw something nice here. Like let's actually quote. Let's try the quote for the episode. I think that's a great idea. Okay, now we got some cool artistic value, some cool art going on. Let's just use the same color. Okay, I guess that's awesome. And this black is kinda not not actually that cool, so let's make it purple. Okay, purple, nice. And now it looks nice, I guess. Okay, so that looks pretty nice. I made the artwork for the episode just now, which you have been watching from the beginning, and yeah, I think it came out okay. So that quote, in wildness is the preservation of the world, that to me is just so beautiful. Because really nature can teach us so much about life, about how to, like, for example, if you have anxiety, I think a tree can be your biggest teacher, or an animal. Just some really chilled out animal, for example, like a really relaxed, some kind of animal that can show you how to kind of deal with anxiety. Because I get sometimes really anxious too. So I think the animal kingdom and nature can really teach us on how to handle it. And sometimes, if I feel bad about myself, I'm just thinking of how would a cat be if he or she had the same problem as I did, and probably would just roll around a little bit and just lie around and just be just be with itself. So that's how I like to think about it. Since being a podcast host, it's really new to me. I haven't really been talking yet so much on this podcast, and now I'm getting into it. And to be honest, I really enjoy this, and I think that in the future episodes, this podcast can get really interesting. If you know what I'm saying. So yeah, probably going to be a good time. So thank you for tuning in. I definitely feel like I'm some sort of radio host. Radio host. So I think there's actually, like, I don't know, like, I guess that, hmm, not sure. And I really like to do this without editing it that much later, just making it into a video. I'm glad that these days, like, marketing is with modern technology. Marketing, it's like, it's kinda, it's pretty simple. That's the good thing about it. Sure, you have to pay a little bit, but it's pretty simple to make some sort of advertisement if you want that people are aware of your podcast. It's pretty simple to do. Sure, you need some cash for it, but yeah, It's pretty simple. I really am getting a dry mouth talking all the time. This is like this is pretty cool because this is like your like YouTube and your business. That's like your empire that you are the king of. And yeah, so I really like to think about it like it's like your empire that you are the king because you are the CEO. So you make the decisions of what the kingdom looks like. If you want some nice flowers in there, there can be nice flowers. There can be nice flowers in there. If you like colors, there can be colors in your business empire. What kind of text you want, what kind of books you want. There you can have all the books that you like in there, and you can play the music that you want to play. So you really make all the decisions. So you're kind of building on universe in a sense. So what is the universe like that you are building as a business creator, online creator? What's your empire like? Like is it like full of wisdom and beauty and stuff like that, or what is it like? So that's the thing I love the most about business and being an online creator, that you get to make it your own. Really, it really looks like you, and yeah. So I think that you would agree with me here. Really, have you thought about like building something that you just get to decide what it's like? So if you want flowers in there, you can put. If you want it to be like a coffee time ceremony, like tea. I think the Zen Buddhists have like a tea ceremony. You can definitely host a tea ceremony, and you can really do anything. So you are like the god of that universe. So I think people who, for example, write books or make video games or make comic books, for example, they really are, as the creator, they really are designing their own personal universes. So it's like playing God in a way. So that's what I really love about being an online creator, that you really get to choose what it's like. You get to choose what language is it. Are you doing it in English or like your native tongue, Suomi, Finnish, or and you can decide. You can really decide. You can customize it too. Just every day you can add something. You can take stuff out. You can add something, and you can really customize it to be your personal favorite thing in existence. So that's what I think that starting a business really changed my life, because before I had this business, well, my life was really different, and I think that my life is now a lot more rich when I'm managing my own like online creation and online business. So business is like perfect world, like a perfect world that you are the designer of. So if you want to talk with people, you can talk with people. If you want to write, you can write. If you want to design it, you can put anything there. You can make it as beautiful as you want to. And yeah, so that's what I really love about being an entrepreneur, that it really gives you the control and the choice of what do you make your life to be. So it's like being the artist of your life in a way. And I really like Rainer Maria Rilke for this reason. Richard Rudd from Jinkies actually told me about Rainer, and he had these magical poems, and he was also a creator. So his world is really beautiful, and Yeah, I really recommend that you check out some of his works. You can probably find some free Rainer Maria Rilke on YouTube. Let me just Google you some of his best quotes. This is in English because letters to a young poet. So he wrote these letters to someone who looked up to him as a writer. So Rainer responded to him and they talked with, with letters. So Rainer he wrote in German, but this is like in English his quotes. We need in love to practice only this, letting each other go. For holding on comes easily. We do not need to learn it. Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are now written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Leave the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing, live along some distant day into the answer. Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act just once with beauty and courage. Perhaps everything that frightens us is, in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love. This is like Rainer, he is really deep. He's really, really deep somehow, and he's just speaking from his soul so beautifully. I want to be with those who know secret things or else alone. Really beautiful. And another one that Richard told me about is Hafez. Hafez. So yeah, he is a Persian from modern Iran. And still after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that, it lights the whole sky. And this one is one of my favorites. I wish I could show you, when you are lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. This is so awesome. Like he's literally saying to other people that he loves them and thinks they are cool. So that's really awesome. Like Hafez, he was such a rebel poet in a way. So he was just awesome because his whole thing was really telling people how great they are. And I just really think that's awesome. Like, we don't always get told that we are loved in our childhoods, for example. Not all of us really did hear a lot of that. We are liked, but when we are truly liked by others, it really, when someone likes us, it kinda, I think it even like activates something in us. Really, like if a cat grows up with no love from his or her parents, the parent cat, like the mother and the father cat, I think mostly mother cat. If a cat grows up without a loving mother cat, then the cat is kind of struggling with it. So love is really important in that sense to humans because we are really social, and to be honest, I think that humans are awesome. And there's this one guy who said that if we just remember that we will all die, then we will fall in love with each other. So that's also so true, I think. So remember the love, I would say, because it's important. Remember the truth and remember the love. Then you got no problem to lose. Quote by Don Aapo. So you are the creator of your own personal universe as a human being, I think. I think it relates to other things other than business, but like I said, I think it's a Christian teaching that you create your own universe because you were created in God's name is I think what says in the Bible that you were created in God's image, that we all humans are like an image of God. So what is God? Well, God is the creator of everything that loves everything and is infinitely powerful. So what is a human? A human is a creator of his or her own reality, as loving as God, perhaps loves like God, creates like God, and is in his or her image. So yeah, so that's a really beautiful thing. I think it's from the Bible, but I'm not sure. But anyway, we are in that sense like God. So playing God really, it's one of the most fun things to do. And like I said, entrepreneurship for me reminds me of God because you really get to choose everything that you want to put in your project. If you wanted to remind people to whatever you value, like if you value like justice, for example, then you can like talk to people about justice. And if you care about animals, you can talk about the welfare of animals, and you can be God in that way. And if you care about having a lot of fun, then you can just joke around and have a great time with your crew or your tribe. So yeah, and I had this kind of deep realization that we are all literally, the word avatar means that we are incarnations of the divine. So that's why I love Indian culture so much, because they really take it seriously. And that's why I love kinda Latin culture also, because they really know how to party. And in Finland we have so little parties all the time, like it's not really a tradition to party at all that much. I think in other cultures there's a lot more partying going on and like remembering and yeah. But I want my life. For example, I really like to like just chill out and hang out and listen to music with friends and just talk about shit and listen to music and really have like a party. Just what I enjoy a lot in life. So I think that we should always just celebrate life a little bit more, cause life, sometimes you're feeling really down, and you're feeling down also when, cause I think that life is just a celebration. This is also what I learned from Richard also, that when we detach from life, we can see its whole beauty and majesty. When we detach, our life becomes a celebration. So when we just accept everything, that it's just God's play, it's just the divine play, like the Hindus say. It's really like a play, like Shakespeare said that all humans are actors on a stage. And I really believe that. So it's just God's play. It's just a divine energy and consciousness, Shiva and Shakti. It's literally like that, and it's just celebrating itself in an infinite of ways. And if we detach from life, if, for example, let me tell you how I've detached. Like, for example, don't have 1 million followers. Don't care. That's what life is all about. So it means kinda to stop caring about kinda detaching. It's like not needing everything to go your way all the time, or detachment, kinda just having a distance to all kinds of things that are happening. Like even if something bad happens, if you can laugh at it, can you see why that's like God's power is to laugh when things don't go your way? That's like literally the divine incarnation of us. So yeah, that's why I love Hinduism so much, because they really are non-dual and they kind of like all the celebration going on in India. That's just so interesting to me that they have these color parties and stuff like that. And also the vegetarianism for me, it's like really awesome that they choose to be really compassionate towards animals also in that way. That's really cool to me. And I really want to visit India one day also. I've got some listeners from India. Not sure if they've heard of this podcast, but they listen to some of my music. Some people from India and also a few visits to my blog from India. So shout out to everybody who's Indian, because I really think India is awesome, and I do think other countries are awesome too. So yeah, remember to party, and I guess I got one tip also, which is not what everybody is saying, because a lot of people are saying that you need to work harder. But I'm like, no, no, no. There's no need to work all the time, because really the world is fine if you don't work. Like, does the universe explode if you don't work? If you don't like, literally, if you don't work and write something or just do something, if you like rather just be and do nothing, then is the universe gonna explode? No, it's not. There's still like 8 million people, 8 billion people on the planet who are just living, and then there's like new generations of people and nature, and I do believe that we all reincarnate also. I believe in that myth that life is not just a one time. I don't believe that really once. I actually believe in the afterlife, like seriously these days. Mostly due to like I've kind of had a experience of that nature that showed me that life is such a mystery that none of us really understand it. It's really its beauty. We don't understand quite the beauty of the universe that much. I'm being serious. Like that's what I kind of realized. Damn, we don't really understand how beautiful this all is. Just that's just what I experienced one time. But yeah, I'm saying that sometimes it's really okay to not do anything. Like if you don't if you don't work and if you don't succeed, for example, if you don't get like a 10 million views in the next year, or like a million views in the next year, or like if you don't earn a million, then the universe doesn't really like explode and all these bad things happen if you don't do it. Like even if you decide to not partake in money at all, like I guess become a monk or something. Like if you don't become a monk, then the universe won't explode. If you become a monk, still the universe is the same. Like it's just the same in any way. So why get stressed out about it? I guess like everything is okay. I think a tree taught me this, that like a tree, it's just a tree, but it's life form like we are humans. And it really doesn't matter if the tree is there or not. Like if it falls down, then nature is fine. If the tree is standing, then nature is fine. So I think anytime things are just okay, and if you don't succeed, then I think that's just completely cool also. Like you're still God, you are still the creator of the universe, you are still consciousness. Because when I'm saying you're God, I'm talking about the non-dual way of reality, which means that you are one with the creator and the creation. So you're still okay, even if like you decide to just do nothing with your life, and I guess just meditate all day long. Don't get successful. Don't even have a house. Like even if you're homeless, then humanity is just the same. So I don't really get all the time why people there's such a struggle that I must succeed and I must be winning in business. Like I must have like millions of euros and I must not lose any money and like I must do all these things. When the joy of life is really in just it's just a play. Like it's life is just a joke, pretty much. Like if you don't do anything, like if you don't succeed and stuff like that, then like nobody really bats an eye, I think. The universe is still the same. Like there's still like endless life forms existing in nature and there's like everything is the same way whether or not we hit our goals or not. So that's why I sometimes think it's funny when people are so passionate and driven to succeed and then the success like it's really nothing kinda. It's like succeed or not, like be homeless or be living in a nice house. Like it's really the same thing. Being homeless can be even more fun than living in a super nice house. Trust me, I've been homeless and that is one of the most fun experiences to have. Granted that it's not cold and you're freezing to death, but being homeless, it's just an experience that most people never have. Most people never have that experience of them being homeless these days. They just don't get to experience it, and I think I'm so happy and grateful that I got to for a little while I got to experience what it's like to be without a house, with no money to buy food, and you can only ask people for money. You can only get other people's money. So yeah, I think that most people never get to experience that, and to me that's sad. I think it should be like a right of adulthood to your when you turn 20 or 15, your phone should be taken from you in the summer so it's not cold, and you should be kicked out of your house to live on the streets for 2 weeks and see what it's like. That should be like a test to give you a driver's license for business, I think. Like if society was that way, you could only be a member of society if you had to spend 2 weeks outside. Yeah, pretty funny. It could be like a license. License. I would definitely vote for that politician who would enact that law that there would be a right of wisdom that you are left with nothing and you are basically dependent on other people. But yeah, I do think that everybody should know themselves in a way that they would be without a house just for a while, because that shit is awesome. Oh, okay, guys. I think this is it for today's podcast. It's 44 minutes, so pretty okay, pretty okay. I think I'm sticking with this length for this episode right now, and I'm signing off. Be sure to join the mailing list over on veneto.fm. Subscribe. Be sure to subscribe for next week's episode of the podcast. If you listen this far, then don't leave me without that subscription and hit that like for me, please. It really helps out a ton. Thanks to everybody who has been liking and commenting. Leave a comment and let me know if you agree with me or not. And yeah, I guess that's it. And see you in the next one.